I've had to change up my workouts dramatically to recover from a back injury. So I started doing these somatic workouts that I created, and they are amazing. So I wanted to share a few of the workouts that I did with you because you're going to benefit from them also, because they help you connect to your body. They make you go slow. They make you focus on form, finesse, and they're pretty amazing. So let's get into it. Starting off with some body weight kickstand box squats here. Your working leg is the one that's closest to the bench, so focus on that. The other one is your support leg. You can have your toes up if you want to. The main thing here is to keep your pelvis tucked so that your spine is completely neutral, and sit down with control. Don't bounce. Next up, we have body weight step ups here. Same thing. Keep your pelvis tucked under so that your spine is completely neutral. You don't want to be bouncing off the ground when you land. You want to land softly and control your step up, going at the same tempo. Then we have seated mini band abductors here. I like to point my toe because I feel like I get better glute engagement. Keep your pelvis neutral and tucked under so your spine is really straight, and that's going to be a theme for all of these exercises. Right into some seated mini band foot raises. This is really going to work your core, your abductors, and your hip flexors here. So really focus on keeping a nice solid contracted core so you're not leaning to one side or the other, and focus on keeping your feet apart, actively working against that resistant band. I finished this body weight and mini band superset with two different types of single leg RDLs. This first one is a more seated back RDL where my weight is mostly on the heels of both of my feet, and I'm hinging like I'm sitting in a squat backwards as I'm going into an RDL. Also notice that my pelvis is tucked and my spine is really straight, and when I'm coming up, I'm standing up all the way to the top so that my whole entire body is neutral and straight. This second RDL is more of a straight leg, forward leaning RDL, and for this one, I'm really focusing on pushing through my toes. Even on my supporting leg, I'm on my toes. I repeated all of these body weight exercises for about 15 reps of each for 3 rounds, and then I finally moved on to some weighted exercises. First up, we have those kickstand box squats, and I'm holding the weight here in the goblet front-loaded position, and I'm doing this so that I have to focus on keeping a strong core, because if my core weakens here, I'm gonna feel the load in my back, and my goal here is to really have a strong core so that I can protect my spine. And I'm really not going heavy with the weight here because my main goal is to just maintain a strong core and maintain control throughout the movement. I superset that with some weighted step ups, and I chose to hold the weight on the outside of my working leg so that I could really engage my core and work on that balance and stability. If I was holding the weight on the inside of my working leg, then it would kind of be in the center of my body, so balance wouldn't really be at play here. So I'm using it on the outside so that I have to work extra hard, maintaining my core control so that I'm not wobbling all over the place. I'm working on my balance and my symmetry while being offset by a weight that is outside of my body. And again, as a reminder, you want to make sure that your pelvis is really neutral, your back is straight, your core is engaged, and you're slowly stepping up through this movement. You're not bouncing off the ground, and you're not going down too quick. You're keeping that same slow tempo. And finally, I got to my beloved Smith machine. I freaking love the Smith machine, and I'm doing some of those forward leaning, toe focused RDLs here. Now I'm just doing it with weight. So again, make sure that that pelvis is really neutral, and when I'm standing up at the top, if you drew a line down my body, it would be completely straight. Pelvis aligned with rib cage, aligned with head, aligned with feet, really, really straight. And I'm making sure that I'm pushing through my toes, mainly on this one, and I'm focusing on engaging my glutes to pull me up from the top. So I'm not standing up with my back, I'm actually using my glutes to pull me back up to standing position. And then I wanted to burn those glutes out even more, so I added in some body weight single leg hip thrusts. For these, keep that pelvis tucked and aligned with the bottom of your rib cage so that your core, your spine, everything is really straight, so don't be sticking your butt out. And I like to elevate my heels on these and push through my toes because I feel like I get more posterior engagement here, and it allows me to really drive through my glutes. I also like to keep my head really straight at the top. I don't like to tuck my chin. I do a little bit here because I'm also looking in the mirror to see how high my hips are getting, but you want to be driving through those glutes and keeping your spine really straight, so not tucking your chin at the top. And finally, I ended with some hex squats here. So pelvis tucked, spine really straight, which means your head follows your chest. Don't be looking up at the mirror. Don't be staring at your feet. Your head just follows the same way this top torso of your body is going, and you just want to be sitting back in these squats. And to make sure you're really in tune with your body, make sure you're pushing through your entire foot on this movement. You're not standing up with your back. You're actually pushing your feet into the floor like you're leg pressing off the floor.